I'm confused. It'll be one of them things. So girl, bye. Hello, my chat partners. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Dion. Please subscribe to my channel. And to my returning chat partners, I really appreciate your guys' support. So guys, today's chat session is going to be on Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 11. So let's get to it. Of course, you know I got to have me a drink of choice in case my throat get a little parched. So today's drink of choice is, of course, cranberry juice and some water. Okay, guys, let's get started with this chat session. Love After Lockup Season 3, Episode 11 starts off where it left off with Sarah and Michael. Sarah's still at the psychiatrist's office and she's still ranting about Michael, just going off, just crying, fussing, just screaming, talking about her baby birthday party tomorrow. And he was supposed to have been in town yesterday. Starts crying and she tells everyone that she needs a minute. And she was like, she needs to go call Malcolm so he can calm her down. So she goes to the car, she calls Malcolm. She's still screaming and crying, talking about Michael. She yelling, talking about she don't understand. She's just frustrated. She's doing it all. You know, she's doing everything for the two kids. She basically raising them by herself. She's just pissed off. And so Malcolm tells her he understands her frustration. She's doing all she needs to do, and she can't do no more than that. Which did make sense. Like, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, girl. Calm down. It ain't that serious. So the producer walks over, knock on the window, and asks her, is she okay? Sarah goes back into the building. She goes back into the psychiatrist's office, and she asks the psychiatrist, can you just come in here with me? And that's it. And she's screaming, talking about she just want to get rid of him. To be honest, guys, when I watch Sarah, my face is like this. Like, Sarah gets no sympathy from me. I'm sorry. And that could be a little harsh, but she just don't get no sympathy from me. I'm like, you doing all this screaming and hollering and crying, telling me it's the baby first birthday tomorrow, and Micah didn't come, and he not taking your calls, and show that Micah and Sarah are one of those couples that either married and separated, or boyfriend and girlfriend, and they now broke up, but they still sleeping with each other. That's just what it is. Just what it boiled down to. Because you notice that whenever people, like if a man have a kid with a woman and the baby mama or the wife just one of them women that just go crazy, want to argue and fuss with him all the time, or the guy want to fuss and argue with her all the time, it's because they still sleeping together. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. And when she called Malcolm, I felt so bad for Malcolm when he was on the phone with her. I'm like, you sitting here listening to her, she crying and putting all her sorrows and all that negative energy onto you. Michael was to come there right now. After that psychiatrist session, Sarah would have slept with Michael if he was over there at the house to see the girl. It would be something different if you screaming and crying your sorrows out to your boyfriend and you not still messing with your husband, but you still messing with your husband, and we all know that. So that kind of make me feel a little sorry for Malcolm. You know, like, I just really felt bad for Malcolm, because I'm like, you sitting here listening to this girl crying over a man she's still sleeping with, and she's supposed to be your girlfriend, and that's messed up. The next scene goes to Lacey and Shane. Lacey's up talking to the camera because it's 6 o'clock in the morning. She don't got no makeup on. And I was like, girl, folk be looking real different without makeup. And I'm like, Lacey, I don't know if Lacey done had plastic surgery or what, but she looked like one of those people who has had plastic surgery. And a lot of times people that do plastic surgery on their face, sometimes they don't need it, and they make themselves look worse than what they probably looked before. But anyway, so it's the morning of the embryo transfer. Shane's one-on-one. Shane was saying that it's been a year since he's been out of prison, and he never would have thought that 1 year after prison that he'd be wanting to have kids. Him and Lacey go to the clinic, and Shane can't go in because of COVID. And Shane was saying that he's upset that he can't go in because he hates that he's going to miss the beginning stages of having a baby. And Lacey's saying in her one-on-one that she's scared to go through the IVF process and that it's expensive. It's looking to cost them $25,000, and that she can only afford to do this one time. And she wants to do this for Shane. She shows them doing the transfer of the embryos. And Lacey goes back to the car and she tells Shane, you know, the transfer went well. And she tells him that she did 2 embryos, and he seemed like he's happy, and they kiss and everything. Shane starts thinking like, wow, if this goes through, I'm gonna be a father. And he said he's currently in furlough right now because of COVID. And, you know, it's going to be expensive having children. And I'm sitting up here thinking to myself, I'm like, Shane, sweetheart, you 22 years old. You just got out of jail. I don't even know how long Shane was in jail. But Shane is so young. Like, Shane, sweetie, you with this woman who got 3 children already. You're 22. You don't have any kids. I don't understand. Okay, I mean, you can't help who you fall in love with. But my thing is, I just feel for Shane's sake. Okay, yeah, he married Lacey. For whatever reason, I don't know, he felt that she held him down. I don't know. But Shane is a handsome guy. I think Shane is a cutie. He can be out here modeling. He could be out here. He could be a personal trainer for women. I mean, I know you went furlough, Shane, but if you wasn't married to Lacey, I mean, he could be a little personal trainer to, like, lonely women, to somebody like Angela. You know, be a little personal trainer, show them how to exercise and lift weights. But, you know, give them a little googly eye, make her feel good about it. Shane cute to me. He is just too cute. And it's just something about him, how he be looking at Lacey. I be like, Shane, you need to use, look, you might have to have a job, baby, but you can use certain qualities about yourself that you can get you some money when it comes to stuff, when it comes to women out here in this world, especially during this COVID season, because a lot of people stuck at home, can't do nothing. You can do Zoom lessons and help women build their self-esteem up over Zoom and make you some money, because you, like Shane, I just think Shane, I'm not trying to knock this man's life, but I just think Shane can be doing so much more than to be married to Lacey and trying to have a baby at 22. Because Shane, I can just tell Shane is a good dude. That's just what I get from Shane overall. He a good dude. He made a mistake and went to jail. He now served his time. He doing his parole and all that kind of stuff. But since Shane has gotten out of jail, I haven't seen Shane doing no foolery that all these other people that has gotten out of jail that has been doing. So, I mean, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm too happy about them doing IVF. I think they just should have waited, because Lacey really just doing this just to be doing it. I guess to try to prove her love to Shane, because she left Shane for John, and now she trying to get Shane back in her good grace because they want children. But sometimes when you do that pillow talk and people talk about you want to have kids, yeah, all that stuff sound good. But when you need to sit back and think about reality and let real life set in, sometimes you got to wait on stuff and other things in order straight first, then start having children. Like, y'all need to build y'all relationship up from just getting back together, from Lacey kicking you out the house because of John. And now since John back in jail, now she want to be the wife and have your children and stuff like that. No. Y'all build from that loss and continue to grow and be together for a few years, then see what happens when it comes to the children. That's just what I think when it comes to Shane and Lacey. The next scene goes to Marcelina and Brittany. Brittany in the car with her sister. They driving around, going to the sister and the mom's house. And Brittany is just in this rant. Brittany talks about how her mom takes advantage of everyone in her life that she loves. She's saying how she left her mom responsible for her kids, and she called her sister and bailed out. And she told her sister, you know, yeah, I get you to keep the kids sometimes, and I trust you, but I didn't want you to keep the kids that day. And Brittany was saying that, you know, her sister moved here to Las Vegas to be with her mom, and she really thought things would be different. Like, you know, I guess that they can be a big, happy family and everything. It was saying that certain things got to change, or they just won't be in their mama life no more. She just won't be a part of their life. And Brittany and her sister both were saying that they fed up with their mom. Again, I say, at the end of the day, Brittany, you knew better than to leave your children with your mother. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Because you know exactly who your mama is. That shouldn't have never been a thought to come in your head. Yeah, it's sweet that she was there when the baby was born. Okay, yeah, she just there. But keeping your children, and you know what type of woman your mom is, and what type of woman she has been, and what type of mother she has been to you, you wouldn't have even bought that energy or that type of aura around your home, let alone to your children. You just, even though they're small, you enter them into that negative realm of someone being on drugs and keeping somebody and abandoning them. And she shouldn't have done that. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. That's in the past. Hopefully, moving forward, Brittany will know not to ever let her mother keep her children again. Because by the time her mama is sober the way she should be, her kids will be grown and out the house. And that's just what I think. The next scene goes to Angela. Angela's friend Tommy comes over to visit her to see how she's doing. And Tommy was saying in his one-on-one that he knew Tony was going to let Angela down. He just didn't know that he was going to let her down 2 days after the wedding. I'm with you, Tommy. I didn't think that either, but hey, we all make mistakes. I guess we had a little faith in Tony since he was so happy to marry Angela. And he now messed up 2 days after the wedding. Tommy tells Angela he has a gift for her and Tony, but basically it's for Angela because her and Tony not together no more. Angela opens the gift, and it's a homemade light that Tommy made from scratch. And it was nice. It was cute. I was like, that was sweet. So that's what I'm talking about. It's the thought that counts. He made it handmade, and he made it from the heart, and it was a really, really sweet thing. Tommy asks Angela if she's happy. And she started talking to him about Ross. And she said that she chose Tony over Ross. But, you know, even though she chose Tony over Ross, Ross was always in her heart. And Tommy said, well, Angela, isn't that like cheating? Angela was like, no, it's not cheating because it wasn't anything sexual. Angela, yes, that is cheating. You got an emotional connection with somebody. An emotional connection to me is deeper than a sexual connection to someone. If a person got you up in here, it ain't the same as physical. Because physical, a physical connection, sex lasts what? A few minutes. It don't last that long, but you can have sex with somebody and it can be great. And then a couple of hours later, you be like, oh yeah, that great sex was good. But you ain't gonna think about it no more. That is a form of cheating, Angela. I don't want my boyfriend to have no kind of emotional or physical connection with anybody but me, okay? Tommy tells Angela, well, as you can see, Tony was a mistake. And it seemed like you're going to make that same mistake again. And when Tommy said that, he's looking at Angela like, Angela, I'm right here. Like, I'm the man for you. And I'm like, Angela, girl, this man is looking at you like, I'm the one that can make you happy. Like, you wouldn't have to worry about no prison type stuff. Nothing. Tommy is like, I'm the one that you should be with. I want to be with you. I want to treat you good. I want to love you. I want to treat you the way you should be treated. But Angela just looking all over that. Told Tommy, she said, there you go again, worrying about me and my inmates. And Tommy said, well, I guess I have to do jail time in order for you to pay me any kind of attention. And Tommy tells Angela to be careful. One thing about Tommy, he a good friend to Angela, and he's always there for her to listen to her. And one thing about Tommy, too, he lets Angela know his concerns. And when she wrong, but, you know, it's certain people, I guess, that come in your life that they really are just meant to be your friend and not for you to be in a relationship with them. Even though they would treat you the way you should be treated, it could be that God is just bringing them to your life so they can be like a solid friend, that solid foundation that you need. Because sometimes when you have great friends, you want to end in a relationship with them because then if it goes sour, you're not lost out on a good person who could have been in your life longer as a friend than if you was in a relationship with. The next scene goes to Lamar and Andrea. Andrea, Lamar, Tennyson, and Nyla are outside. It look like they're having a little cookout or something. Andrea starts talking to them about how she wants to have Priscilla baptized, but hard to for her to get baptized during the COVID. Andrea explains to them that Priscilla is 8 years old and she needs to be baptized, and a lot of Priscilla friends in the Mormon church have been baptized at 8. So Priscilla walks into the table and they're like, hey, you know, they glad, so everybody start eating and everything. And Lamar was saying that he really don't want Priscilla to be baptized. And Andrea asks Tennyson, you know, about what did they do today, and Lamar tells them about they went to see D-Lo, and he plays a song for them, and Tennyson says that he tried weed for the first time. Here we go. Andrea started cussing, saying, get the F out of here. Stop effing playing with me. F, F, F. And Priscilla said, Mom, can you stop using the F word? And Lamar explains to Andrea what happened, but he didn't explain it the right way. And so Andrea says, so you mean to tell me that D-Lo offered my MF son? I was like, girl, did your daughter just said stop using the F word? I was like, Lamar, y'all should have explained it better way than y'all did, because y'all know Andrea will go from 0 to 1,000 really, really quick. It flips out. She gets mad. She calls D-Lo sewage. She said he's garbage. She just talking all kind of junk about D-Lo. And Lamar says in his one-on-one that D-Lo was just trying to see what Tennyson head was like he's his uncle now, so he just want to know, like, hey, you know, if somebody offer you some, are you going to try it? It was like saying that that's the reason why she want to move to Utah, because her kids are getting offered drugs in California. But I'm like, Andrea, your kids can get offered drugs in Utah too. It don't matter where you live at. If somebody want to offer your kids drugs, then that's just what they gonna do. She gets mad and she throws food on Lamar, and they was just like, she is just so over extra and just so over dramatic. I'm like, Andrea, why do you do stuff like that? You belittle this man in front of your children, and they, like, it showed that you do not respect your husband. And for you to keep preaching and talking about the Mormon church, you should know that you should respect your husband and not do the things that you do, especially in front of the children. That was so uncalled. The next scene goes to Lacey and Shane. Shane is at the table helping the kids with their homework. And he was saying how it's hard, you know, helping the kids with the homework and everything. Lacey calls Shane to the bedroom. Goes back there and she took a pregnancy test. And they waiting for the result. And comes to find out that Lacey is pregnant. And then Lacey saying her one-on-one that her and Shane are off to a fresh start. And any feelings that she had for John are dead. Y'all know good and well I don't believe that, right? That's because John is in jail. I do not believe that. When Lacey said that, I was just like, why would you even bring up John in the first place? Your feelings for John is not dead, girl. I bet John could make a collect call right now. She gonna accept it and talk to him. Hi, John. I mean, he was saying that he misses me and I'm confused. It'll be one of them things. So, girl, bye. The next scene goes to Micah and Sarah. Malcolm, Sarah, and Emmy are talking about the party, and then Sarah started talking about Michael. And I was like, here we go. Talking to them about Michael. She's telling them about how Michael was supposed to be in there. He didn't come. Just going on and on about Michael. The next thing you know, her phone rings. And when her phone rings, she look at it, and you can tell it was Michael by the way she looked, the expression on her face. And if I was Malcolm, I would have been looking at her like, I'm finna go, y'all, bye. Because, see, I'm not finna be part of this game you playing. Because you can tell Sarah's playing the game. Then Michael calls and tells her that he's on his way. And she starts going on and on about how he was supposed to be there a few days ago, blah, blah, blah. And he's telling her he's trying to find a place where, you know, just where the baby party at. And she said, you mean to tell me you coming 4 minutes before the party starts? I'm like, Sarah, when Michael called, why did you even have to go in about he was supposed to be there a few days ago? He knew when he was supposed to be there, but he won't there. So you know he won't there, so just let it go. Like, why do you got to bring that up? And then you want to go on and just continue to run her mouth and then tell me you getting here 4 minutes before the party starts. He coming, at least he getting there. Like, this girl, I think she want them to I think she wanted Micah to be there so it can just be some mess. Thomas, she want him to be, well, he need to be there a few days before the party for her. I mean, the building looked like it was a daycare or something. I don't know what kind of place this is, but it got toys and things that kids can play, you know, with on the inside. All she had to do was put up a few decorations. He needed to be there. She just wanted him to be there so they can act like this little fake happy family, putting stuff up. Like, it's that girl, she, you know, I'm not even trying to be funny, but Sarah, she's my nerves, and I don't even know this little young lady. Sarah is all about drama. She all about drama. Then they show a little scene where Tony is on a phone call with his friend Andre. He's telling his friend that he misses Angela and he wants them to get back together. Then in Tony's little one-on-one, he said, you know, usually in the past I can just touch Angela, you know, caress her and you know, just talk to her and tell her how I feel, and she'll be like putty in my hand. He think he can get Angela back. Tony is this little Casanova. Well, he think he's a little Casanova anyway. That's what he think. I'm like, Tony, if you so much of a little Casanova, tell me you can get Angela back and she like putting your hand. Why is you paying for prostitutes, sweetheart? You shouldn't even have to pay for no prostitutes if you got that much game. What you trying to say about Angela? You know what I'm saying? Like, Tony, Tony is a mess, and that's all I'm saying. The next scene goes to Lamar and Andrea. Lamar is laying on the couch watching TV, and Nala comes in. They began to talk about her mom, and she was like, so mom's not talking to you still? And he was like, no, it's been 3 days. She's not talking to me. Lamar was saying that Andrea needs to trust Tennyson to know that he's going to make the right decision. She does need to trust Tennyson when he with Lamar. It's like, why are you married to him? Why is he your children's stepfather if you can't trust your kids with him? Nyla agreed with Lamar and was saying, yeah, mom does need to trust you around us. Whenever we go out and about with you, she needs to trust that you're going to look out for us and everybody going to make the right decisions overall. So Andrea comes in and he said, hey, babe, and she doing all this. She go in the kitchen and she grabs some lemons and start cutting them up. And so he goes in there and he's talking to Andrea. So they start talking about the whole Tennyson thing about Dulo asking him for weed. And he's, you know, basically explaining himself all over again. Andrea was saying that's why she wants Priscilla to be baptized, because she wants to make sure that she's covered. Andrea says she's grateful she raised her kids in the Mormon church and that they have a strong mind and that they don't need synthetic things like weed to make them feel fake happiness. I was like, girl, that need to be a logo you need to put for the Mormon church, because the way she said that thing, I said, Andrea meant that. Like, that was funny to me. She said she spoke to the Mormon church and they informed her that Tennyson can baptize her. And, you know, she asked Lamar if he's willing to compromise. She told Lamar, she was like, look, anything else moving forward, all decisions that we make, we're going to compromise and we're going to make them together. But this here, I really want you to approve of this. And you don't even have to be at the location when she get baptized. So Lamar told Andrea that he will compromise and that Priscilla can get baptized. I think it's one of those things where Andrea sat up there and told her husband to lie to his face because she's not going to compromise on everything. And I also think it's one of the things where Lamar just went on ahead and said yeah because he want to make peace with his wife because Andrea is a handful. The next scene goes to Angela. Angela's reading cards and some letters from Ross that he wrote her while he was locked up in jail. Next thing you know, they FaceTime each other. And Ross lets Angela know that he's been thinking about her. He misses her and he asks her to come see him. And she was like, I want to come see you. He said, Angela, I asked you twice to come see me. Yet have you come to see me? And Ross told Angela, he said, every time I turn around, it's always Tony this, it's Tony that. And he told Angela, he was like, when you told me the first week that you started talking to Tony, that he asked you to marry him, you should have known then he was a fool. He said, I knew he was a fool, so I don't know how you didn't know. And Angela was telling Ross, you know, that she's not with Tony no more. She's not wearing her ring. She's single. And I'm sitting up here like, Angela, he dropped the clue when he said every time you turn around, you talking about Tony. So basically, it's like he don't want to hear about Tony every time y'all talk. Like, okay, you broke up with him. Stop talking about him. Like, you talk about him all the time. And Angela said something about her and Ross was communicating and doing great and everything. And she sent him a picture book. And it was just like a bunch of pictures of him and her. And then, like, she had sent a vulgar message or wrote something vulgar on there. And Ross didn't like it and they started arguing, and that's when they stopped talking, and that's when she started browsing, and that's when she met Tony. He FaceTiming, why you in the car? Why you ain't in your house? See, I'm sitting up here wondering, like, who you living with? What you got going on? Like, these men in the summer, when they be sitting up here FaceTiming folks in cars and things, I'm going to need you to FaceTime me in your home and on at night and stuff so I can see, make sure you ain't dealing with nobody else, because folks will love to call you and stuff when they running out to the store and in the car and stuff. Telling Angela when she come visit him, they going to go to a hotel or go camping. Why we can't stay at your house? Must got some other mess going on. Or he connected to somebody, or he living with a woman or something. It's something with Ross. I don't know what it is, but it's something. I'm sitting up here like, hold on. Wait a minute, why you sitting up here telling Angela? You know, first, number one, I'm like, why is he in the car FaceTiming her? And then he up here telling Angela that he got to go because his phone about to die. Why you ain't going to your house and charging the phone? You ain't got no car charger. Like, what you got going on? Is your phone really about to die, or you gotta get off the phone because you finna go in your house? See, you know me, I'm gonna be thinking all that kind of stuff anyway. That's just the type of woman I am. Because I have dealt with a bunch of foolery when it come to men. And games that men try to play now, it don't work with me. I will realize, suspect, and be trying to put 2 and 2, 4 and 4, and 10 and 10 together, trying to see what's going on. Because I ain't got time for no games no more. Not at the age I am anyway. The next scene goes to Sarah and Micah. People start arriving to the baby's birthday party. Sarah, Emmett, and Malcolm standing around, they talking about Michael. And let me tell you guys, Emmett and Malcolm looking real awkward just standing there telling Malcolm, he was like, I don't even understand why Michael coming. He said, if I was Michael, I wouldn't even want to come to the party because don't nobody here like him. But I mean, at the end of the day, it don't matter if people like him or not. That's his daughter party, so he should come. And I think one of the reasons why people don't like him, because Sarah tell everybody all their business and make herself seem like she the best. Family begins to arrive. She introduces Malcolm to everybody. Not once did I hear Sarah say, this is my boyfriend Malcolm. She just saying this Malcolm. So Malcolm can be anybody. Malcolm can just be one of her homeboys that's here at the party. So Michael arrives to the event. Sarah walks outside and she tells Michael, before you grab your stuff, I need to talk to you real quick. And she tells Michael that she glad he made it and she wish he would have communicated with her. And he was like, that's understandable, but... And she was like, well, why don't you do that? Like, why don't you communicate with me? He said, well, I didn't communicate with you and we can talk about it later if you want to. Like, I'm like, Sarah, you gonna run that in the ground. I'm sure that was not the first time. I'm sure it wasn't the 4th time. I'm sure it will not be the last time that Michael tell you that he gonna come somewhere and he don't come. Girl, you already know what it is. Stop acting like you don't. The point is that he's there now at the baby party. That's all that matter. You just wanted him to come so you can stir up some mess. That's all it was. And then trying to make him look more and more like the bad person. Begins to explain to Michael that she doesn't want any fighting, that she wants, you know, them to get along and everything. He was like, yeah, the part about the girls, like, okay, he trying to go in there. And then she tell Micah one more thing. She tells Micah that she been seeing somebody for a while, and he's there at the party. And she was saying that she wanted him to get there earlier so they can meet each other. And Michael told Sarah, I'm not here to meet no dude that you just met. She was like, that I just met, There she go, blowing up. I said, here we go again with this foolishness. First of all, Sarah, why is you hyping Michael up before he even go up in there? All she had to do was just let him know, look, she went outside. She should have never said anything about you were supposed to be here. Why didn't you communicate? Blah, blah, blah. She should have left that. Okay, y'all done talked about that and argued about that. You've been screaming and hollering, crying about that. Let that go. Move on from that. When she went outside, all she had to do was let him know, hey, boyfriend's in here, just so you know, and went back in. And all them times she tried to call Mike and he ignored her call, she could have left a voicemail. She could have texted him. Just a heads up, my boyfriend gonna be at the baby birthday party. You know, he didn't come there to meet no dude. He come there for the birthday party. So I don't know what's going to happen on next week's episode or what happened with this situation, but to me, I honestly feel that Michael is not going to sit up here and fight Malcolm over no Sarah because he has no need to. Because he know he can sleep with Sarah anytime he want to. It don't matter if she with Malcolm. It don't matter if Michael with Megan, Maria, or any other girl. And it don't matter if Sarah is with Malcolm or any other man. They can both be in relationships and they still gonna sleep with each other. It's like, oh, okay, whatever, I get there when I want to. I can leave the party now and get to it if I want to. That's just what it is between Sarah and Michael, and I think it's silly. The scene goes to Brittany. She arrives to her mom's house. And she's up in there talking to her mom, asking her mom, where's Nicole's money at? The dog running around, cat jumping on the table. I'm like, what is going on in this house? Her mom looked like she high. She asking her mom, is she tweaking? Like, what's going on? Like, you stole her money. And then she just started fussing at her mom, like, what's that on your nose? And the mom talking about, oh, I had a sore on my nose. And I asked her to get it for me and just going. And I'm like, you can clearly tell this woman is high. So Brittany told her mother that she's going to get her sister things, send her sister back to Alaska with the father, and that she's going to be there by herself. And when she hit rock bottom and get evicted, do not come running to her. Okay, Brittany, I understand you upset, you mad, and this and this and this and that. It's like at the end of the day, your mama need help. So when you saw your mama was up there crashing and tweaking from being high off drugs, because she told me her mama take pills, you can clearly tell her mama take more than some pills. You need to get your mama some help. You should have called whatever you call it, the rehab people to come pick your mama up and put her on the rehab. Not sitting up here talking about when she hit rock bottom and this and that. I mean, because at the end of the day, that's still your mother. Like, who would want to see their mama just hit rock bottom, evicted and homeless? Don't nobody want to see that. Because, yeah, your mama on drugs, but your mama gave birth to you. I do not know all of what Brittany went through in her life. But I know Brittany has done some things because if I'm not mistaken, I think on some other episode, Brittany revealed she got like 2 other kids or something that she don't even take care of that she had when she was younger. And she been in and out of the prison system. So you can't blame everything solely on your mama because it's not all your mama's fault that she was out here on drugs and you just sit up here and got buck wild because your mom was on drugs. Yeah, I get sometimes people upbringing can be hard. You know, I don't know because my mom was in my life and my mom took great care of me and raised me. I don't know how people feel when their parents are out here on drugs and stuff. It's like at the same time, end up for so much. Sometimes you got to just things around. And yes, your parents may not have given you the best life that they could because of for whatever reason. At the same time, they're still her mom. And I think she should try to get her mama some help and just go from there. But just know not to never let your mama keep your kids and stop blaming your mom for your actions too, because somebody gave Brittany a second chance. Marcelino gave her a second chance because when Brittany first got out of jail, she wasn't doing anything she's supposed to have done either. So, I mean, it is what it is. Get her mom the help that she needs and not just be like, you know, if you get evicted and you out here and this and this and that. I just honestly feel like right now the anger is what's, you know, speaking for Brittany. Guys, that's the end of my chat session for Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 11. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you watch Love After Lockup and let me know what you guys think. Also, comment down below if it's a show that you would like for me to watch and we could chat about. All right, close out this video. Oh, but let me tell y'all this more quick. This don't even got nothing to do with Love After Lockup. This got something to do with Meg Thee Stallion and that guy Tory Lanez. I think that's how you say his name, Tory or Tony Lanez. I'm tired of people talk about them just dogging this man. And I'm like, maybe this man needs some help and maybe he needs somebody to pray for him. And maybe she needs somebody to pray for her too. Because my whole thing is, I guess everybody that's commenting saying negative stuff and actually saw him shoot her in the foot. So my thing is, if you wasn't there and didn't see it, I don't really know how you can come in and just dog somebody out. In this world, all the stuff that we going through, we need to all stick together and just pray and just hope for better days ahead. Well, anywho, guys, I hope you guys have a great weekend and a great week. And be safe out there. And I wish you all a peace of mind, because what? A peace of mind is one of the greatest things in the world. All right, my chat partners, you guys take care. And always remember, you guys are great. And as always, take care, stay safe, and be blessed. Bye, guys.